recognize and give thanks to the service given to our country by our military veterans. In attendance, we have many veterans. Thank you for coming today and letting Libby High School honor you. Veterans, would you please stand?
The United States is a beacon of hope, freedom, and opportunity to people around the world. The soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen who fight to defend our liberty embody courage, patriotism, and loyalty. These patriots safeguard the values that keep our nation strong. During National Veterans and Military Families Month, we honor and express our deep appreciation for these brave men and women and their families.
Throughout our nation's history, our military men and women have boldly answered the call of duty to defend our nation's independence and precious liberties, risking their life and limb for their fellow Americans. At the inception of our republic, General George Washington and his men struggled to keep the spark of faith and hope alive through the scourge of disease in the brutal winter months at Valley Forge. 140 years later, during World War I, American service members shed blood in the trenches of Western Europe, leaving a legacy of heroism and courage under fire at places like Bellewood and the River Somme. In the decades since World War II, Americans have remained at the vanguard in defending freedom around the world, and our service members, veterans and their families continue to spearhead this noble undertaking.
America's military men and women and their families are vital to the security and prosperity of our nation. We have a responsibility to protect and serve those who have made countless sacrifices for the love of our country. As President Lincoln once said, honor to the soldier and sailor everywhere who bravely bears his country's cause. Honor also to the citizen who cares for his brother in the field and serves as best he can for the same cause. We also recognize the integral role our more than 2.6 million military family members play in supporting our armed forces and contributing to their mission. While our military men and women are serving at home or overseas, it is our duty to provide for their families with the resources they need to thrive in our communities.
Now therefore, I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, by virtue of the authority invested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim November 2019 as National Veterans and Military Families Month. I encourage all communities, all sectors of society, and all Americans to acknowledge and honor the service, sacrifices, and contributions of veterans and military families for what they have done and for what they do every day to support this great nation. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand on this 31st day of October in the year of our Lord 2019, and of the independence of the United States of America in the 244th. Donald J. Trump.
Now, we'd like to invite some Libby High School students to share their reflections on Veterans Day.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Jenna Hammond and I'm a freshman here at Libby High School, and I'm proud to be up here to speak to all of you. Veterans Day is a monumental and significant day. Veterans show what true courage is, which is not just having a weapon or having the ability to fight. It's representing our country with pride and honor, fighting as hard as they can, not knowing whether or not they will survive. They show pure pride, determination, and fearlessness. They answered a call to service and are meant to be commemorated and kept in our prayers and thoughts, for they represent our land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Trey Thompson, and I am a senior here at Libby High School. When I decided to give this speech today, a quote from Joseph Campbell came to mind. A hero is someone who has given their life to something bigger than oneself. Now, it's so easy to get caught up in your own life that it's easy to forget about others and the world around you. Whether you slept in, forgot a homework assignment, or worrying about a speech you have to give to the entire school the next day. You aren't worrying about how your neighbor is doing or what the score of the football game is. Instead, your focus is focused on one fixed thing, yourself. And who can blame you? You're not in control of anyone else's actions but yourself. This morning we come together to honor our past, present, and future veterans. So let us take a moment to realize that these people have put the citizens of the United States above themselves. Every push-up, pull-up, or drill that had little benefit to themselves. Their hard work and dedication was targeted at us. This definition of putting others' needs before their own makes them all of our heroes. So the next time you're submitting that essay in the Google Classroom 2 minutes late, just remember that there is someone else working harder for your own personal liberties for free. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Laura Smith, and I'm a ninth grader here at the high school. And I'm proud to be celebrating this day for you. Merriam-Webster defines courage as mental and moral strength to venture, persevere, and withstand fear, danger, or difficulty. The people who are serving, have served, or will serve, go beyond the standard of courage. The men and women in front of you who are and did serve are the epitome of courage. This day is for you. Thank you for keeping the 50 stars and 13 stripes on our flag. Thank you for your service to our country and defending every person in our great country. Don't forget to thank the veterans and remember those we've lost. Let freedom reign.
Thank you, Jenna Traynor. Now, the Libby High School Band, under the direction of Mr. Krantz, will perform the Minnesota March by John Philip Sousa. So ladies and gentlemen, Miss Tina Resch.
like to thank the guests, students, staff, and fellow veterans for attending today. And thank you, Mr. May, for giving me the honor of speaking here today. Today, I'm going to try to help put you in the mind of a veteran and a few of the reasons why we come home different people. What it is like living with PTSD, things you can do to help veterans, and things veterans can do to help ourselves and each other, and why PTSD leads to veteran suicide. And then I'll wrap it all up in the end with a poem I wrote. For the first part of this, I'm going to need help with the student body. I'm going to need your help to be quick and quiet. Can the high school football team please stand up? Can the middle school and high school volleyball teams please stand up? Can the high school band stand up? Middle school and high school choirs, please stand up. High school cheerleaders, please stand up. Now quietly look around at the gym, at the ones that are standing at this time. Times that by 10. And that is the number of veterans that have killed themselves just since school started this year. There is not enough soldiers, or not enough people in this gymnasium to equal that number. We lose 22 a day, 1,694 veterans have committed suicide since August 27th to today. It is a horrific number of 8,030 veterans a year. I have lost 12 friends so far. Please take your seats. Battle buddy. Your battle buddy is a person you do everything with in your combat deployment. You go to the bathroom, they go to the bathroom. You shower, they shower. You eat, they eat. They bunk right next to you. You know their family, all their problems back home, and everything about them. They even hold the letters that I wrote my grandparents, my mom, and my dad, and my sister, if I should be killed in combat. You know every bit about this person. I even know my battle buddy's social security number. This is the person that you are with on every mission, and you are with 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. If you're in the Army, you have a longer deployment. Now imagine that person, your person, getting killed over there. Their body gets sent back home to the States. That night, you turn in their gear to the supply, and everything else you take to the post office and mail it to their family. The next day, you wake up and meet your new battle buddy. You have no real time to mourn this person. You have to brain dump your emotions so that you can focus on your mission. But if you are not 100% on your mission, you get yourself killed, or worse yet, another soldier. The only kind of closure you get with this is maybe a 15-minute service at the end of the week at the chapel. Enemy. Our enemy did not wear camouflage. They were dressed just like you. Now imagine you're on a convoy. You're going past a market that has as many people in it as there is in here. And just one insurgent pulls up an AK-47 and kills your gunner. Everyone in you are turning to look to see where the shot came from. But the insurgent just simply puts their gun down, and the whole crowd is going along like nothing ever happened. Your mission from higher is just to get from point A to point B. Our mission is to not find out who shot our friend. Our higher takes down the information, and we continue on with our mission. Now you have a dead friend, and you can't even get revenge for that person. This is where the anger comes in. Once you finish your mission and get to point B, once you moved them into the passenger seat and took their position in the gunner hatch for 5 hours, you get to your point B, you unload your dead friend, and you place them in a reefer truck. A reefer truck is just like the semi-tractor trailers you see that have the refrigerator unit on it. That's what we put our dead in. We also store our water and milk in there and everything else we want to keep cold. Another team of soldiers will come pick up our friend while we go write out statements of what we saw and what we think happened. And then we go to bed. And then we get up the next morning and go down and get milk out of the reefer truck and see that our buddy got picked up overnight. And maybe a couple new soldiers are in there. This becomes a normal and okay. Enemy ranges from age 6 to however old. Yes, I said 6. A 6-year-old with an AK-47 and is firing at you. Kill or be killed. Imagine being on a 5-person team, kicking in doors and going on raids. You enter the house, and your first 3 combatants is a 6-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 10-year-old firing an AK-47 at you. You and your team take out the threat and clear the rest of the house and clear the rest of the threats. And then you confiscate a bunch of roadside bomb materials. You and your team get back to base and you are getting pats on the back. Well done, 100% flawless mission. Everything was executed with perfection. Perfect. No injuries, no losses for us. On paper, everything was 100%. Rules of engagement, Geneva Convention. Again, perfect on paper. Nothing wrong with any of our actions. Now imagine coming home. Everyone is buying you drinks, meals, going to barbecues, and you're back in the States safe and sound. Then the hype of you being back wears off and everyone goes back to their normal life. And then you find yourself one day standing there and all of the norms from over there and the brain dumping from over there hit you square in the face. All at once, maximum overload. Loss of a battle buddy, loss of friends that you can't get revenge for, taking a human's life, and one may have been a child. These are the faces that haunt our dreams. Watching someone die a horrible slow death, watching friends burn up, watching friends get flown out of the combat zone due to injury and not seeing them again. They went home to heal. These are just a handful of things your soldiers might be going through, have seen and done. These are the few of the things that hurt our hearts and break our minds. PTSD and what it looks like. I have a list of 13 things. There's a lot more. But listen to them and see if you have a family member or if yourself is feeling any of these. Avoiding thinking of the trauma, flashbacks, can't concentrate, negative thinking, sleeping difficulty, feeling guilt or shame, negative moods, always on guard, loss of interest, bad dreams, thoughts of taking your life, turn to drugs, drinking, or digital world to avoid the people around you, hiding in your home. So if you are a veteran and you have these going on, any of these, or all of them, go get help. You owe it to yourself and your family to enjoy the freedom you have sacrificed so much for. Living with PTSD is exhausting. Most of us average 4 hours of sleep, and it might not even be consecutive. Every day is a battle to keep trying. Yes, we understand why other veterans take their lives, but we get upset when they do. Keep in contact with your old crew. Get counseling, talk to other vets. Be part of life. On the back of your programs, here's just some resources you can give your soldiers and yourself that's just here in Libby. Go be part of something. If you once believed in the Lord and stopped because of the events that happened over there, I encourage you to find that love and faith again. If you know a veteran out there that needs help, push them to get help themselves. And we are pretty good at taking orders. Come and get us and take us to get help. Veterans, put your self-pride to the side. You are not weak for getting help, and you are not less tough for doing so. I have PTSD. For me, I do volunteer work to find my purpose in life. I see Rita Billow at the CHC for counseling, and when I'm in Seattle, I see Nancy for EMDR counseling. I'm on an antidepressant pill. I take Zoloft and Trazodone to help me sleep. I push myself to get into life. I might have to wear headphones to even be able to go through Target. I go to the rodeo and concerts here in Libby, but I don't go outside of here. Here I know the faces in the crowd, but I'll still sit in the far bleacher and not in the middle of the crowd. I added things to my bucket list just in case it was on one of my friends that I lost over there. I never really wanted to do an opera or a ballet, but I did because it might have been on their list, and I loved it. I push to live my life and share my experiences for them and for the ones I love. Not every day I want to get out of bed, but every day I push myself. Sometimes it is as easy as giving myself a guilt trip. Well, I lived and they didn't. Don't waste your day. All the time, I am finding new things that work for me. Like I'm not gonna watch Saving Private Ryan and go to bed. I'm gonna watch Saving Private Ryan, then I'm gonna watch Happy Gilmore, and then I'm gonna go to bed. PTSD never goes away. It is a fight to go into life every day. Don't give up on yourself. We are all very loved, even on days we feel alone. I could not have asked for a better group of friends or a better family. I feel their love. For that, I'm very grateful and lucky. Thank you, Mom and Dad, uncles, aunts, cousins. Get on that, Mr. Germany. Cousins, Tracy, kids. You all have made it easy to keep fighting and keep pushing to get better each day. Now, real quick, a few things that you can do to respect and help a veteran. 1, Never ask a veteran if they have killed anyone. I don't understand the excitement that a person gets when asking this. Have you killed anyone? How many have you killed? I find this appalling. To me, it's like if you would ask a rape victim, a known rape victim, what it was like. Would you do that? That is how I take it when I'm asked that question. Taking a life is not a natural thing. Bad guys are not. It is still a human. Someone's child, mom, dad, brother, sister, friend. This is not something that we really understand until we return home. Number 2, have you ever thanked a veteran for their service and they just looked at you and didn't respond? Please just smile anyway and don't get mad at them. We are fighting many demons in our heads. Number 3. So I'm in the works right now with Tom Gilmore and Tim down at Ace Hardware to get signs to put in veterans' yard. It says combat veteran lives here. Please be firework courteous. 4th of July, we know fireworks are gonna go off. It's the 2 weeks and 3 weeks before and the random pop shots. Go knock on your veteran's door. You're not asking us for permission, you're just simply giving us a heads up. Like, for instance, hey Tina, my kids and I are gonna go light fireworks for the next 2 hours. Give us a time frame and then stick to that time frame. It gives me time to decide if I wanna go for a drive, I wanna put headphones on, blare music loud, and I can mentally prepare myself. Number 4, when the national anthem is being played or sung, take off your hats, place your hand on your heart, and stand tall and still. No phones, no horseplay, no talking, unless you're singing along. For that flag is the flag that was draped on my friends' caskets and will one day be on mine. If you notice someone not doing this, please put them in check. Now I'm going to read you a poem I wrote. It has 2 bad words in it, so I'm going to apologize for that now. Sorry. I just named my poem A Soldier's Poem. No soldier's combat is the same. It's not just a story or a game. Our minds and our hearts get broken. When we return home, we walk into a bar and get a wooden token. Pats on the back and being called a hero, but we are fighting back the thoughts of feeling like a zero. The sadness and depression of PTSD, it might be less to you, but very strong to me. I look strong and sometimes talk the talk and walk the walk of what I want you to see. But inside I am hurting because I lost some of the favorite parts of me. I don't know who I am or where I even fit in because I think of horrible events that I have marked as a sin. Win or lose a conflict, well, it doesn't even matter. It's all just political power and bullshit shattered. For maybe I lost some of my friends or took someone's life. Your understanding of this is so frustrating. It's like being stabbed with a knife. I say things I regret because of my broken head, but I have days I don't want to get up and I wish that I was dead. Some of my scars you can see and some of them not at all. When no one is around at home, I might just curl up and bawl. The generals and the colonels get all the glory and riches, but it was me and my battle buddies that did all the work, and we were their bitches. I don't want fortune, and I don't want fame. I just want to be remembered for more than my last name. War is as distasteful as what happened in the Colosseums in Rome, but for every soldier, celebrate all the time, turn mean and cold-hearted, and treat worship as a crime. When I am in uniform, I get stares, but then there are times I get uncomfortable glares. It's not easy, for it is very rough to walk around with pride and feel really tough. Don't get me wrong, not all days over there were bad, for I made lifelong friends, and for that I'm very glad. When the national anthem is being played or sung, stand tall and still in your boots, for the song of Old Glory belongs to our roots. Say a prayer for a soldier if you should see one today, because we might not know how to greet you or just what to say. We have pride in our country, God in the red, white, and blue, but we get mocked and spit on by people like you. We have seen the worst of the worst while wearing a Kevlar helmet and vest, but give us time and patience as we try to give our freedom our best. I see the small things in life I did not see before, and for you civilians that miss it, it makes my heart sore. Certificates, awards, ribbons, and medals mean nothing to us. It's the people we sailed or flew over with in that empty shell bus. So hold back your loud noises and firework joy. Go talk to your veteran neighbor before lighting that toy. We lie in our beds and have nightmares and really bad dreams. We lie in our bed and have nightmares and really bad dreams. We get upset, it's not about mountain hikes and river streams. Don't give up on us, because every day inside is a fight. For every new morning brings us hope and delight. I would do it all over again for the red, white, and blue. God bless the soldiers, their families, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tina. On June 6, 1944, roughly 160,000 troops landed in Normandy, France, on 5 beaches with the code names Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juneau, and Sword. The beaches are now quiet in Normandy, but 75 years ago, soldiers heard the shriek of artillery, the crack of gunfire, and the cries of the wounded. On that day, June 6, 1944, D-Day, the outcome of World War II hung in the balance. The seemingly invincible Nazis had occupied Europe for the past 5 years. When the date closed, the beginning of the end, as British Prime Minister Winston Churchill described the invasion, had started.
D-Day involved astonishing coordination between Allied forces. Over 13,000 paratroopers were dropped behind enemy lines before daybreak. At approximately 6:30 a.m., the first wave of assault troops hit the beach. It was one of the most important moments in the war and represented the largest amphibious invasion in the world's history. D-Day marked a turning point in the fight against Nazi Germany, which would surrender less than a year later in May 1945. But it was by no means an easy victory and cost many lives along the way. Roughly 22,000 Allied troops were killed or wounded on June 6th alone. Today, we acknowledge the sacrifices made 75 years ago on the beaches of Normandy. Sacrifices made for our freedom and the freedom of the world. Thank you.
And now the Libby High School Choir, under the direction of Miss Henley, will perform the Battle Hymn of the Republic, arranged by Jay Allhouse.
today. For this, we thank our veterans. They are the fathers, mothers, sisters, and brothers that have sacrificed much of their lives to ensure that our country stays free. Because of their sacrifices, nothing can take away our rights to vote, freedoms of speech and press, our right to assemble like we do today, and every other freedom we have in this great country. Veterans are the protectors of our nation, our people, and our children's futures. Our veterans willingly gave everything they had so we don't have to worry about losing what we have. For their sacrifices, we say thank you, and with all of our hearts for the privilege to live in a free country. And to these men and women all over the United States who have served, are currently serving, and will serve, thank you for being our real-life heroes.
Hello everyone, my name is I'm a senior here at Libby High School. I want to show my gratitude and show my thanks to those who serve in the military. The reasons we have our rights and freedoms we have now is because the men and women who risk their lives for our country. Some don't have the ability to come home safe or unscathed, some don't come home. I pray for their families and pray for the men and women overseas. They do things not many people are willing or capable of. To the men and women around the world serving, to the veterans before, the risk was something no one person can describe. The men and women willing to go above and beyond the call of duty and risk their lives have given me hope and many fear. My heart goes out to each and every one of you. Thank you, veterans, for giving America a voice and giving the people hope.
Good morning. My name is Taryn Thompson. I was asked the question of what is freedom? I believe freedom is the gift and the right to be who you are, whether it be a teacher, a student, or a doctor, or whoever it may be. Freedom is the right to love who you love, do what you do, and be who you are. Freedom is like a gift given to a child on Christmas. The people we have to thank for this gift is the men and women who have fought and are still fighting for our freedom. Thomas Paine said it best when he stated that those who expect to reap the blessings of freedom must, like men, undergo the fatigues of supporting it. Although many of us have this gift, there are many others not fortunate enough to receive it. Those men and women fighting and who have fought in the midst of battle for this right for everyone, because the Pledge of Allegiance concludes with liberty and justice for all. So to answer the question, what is freedom? I believe freedom is a right, a need, a blessing, but most importantly, a gift. So thank you, veterans, for giving us this gift.
Thank you, Aaliyah, Dakota, and Taryn. We will now have a special flag presentation in honor of our local veterans performed by Trey Thompson and Jeff Offenbecker. The first fold of our flag is a symbol of life.
The second fold signifies our belief in eternal life.
The third fold is made in honor and tribute of the veterans departing our ranks and who gave a portion of his or her life for the defense of our country to attain peace.
The fourth fold exemplifies our weaker nature as citizens, trusting in God. It is to Him we turn His divine guidance.
The fifth fold is an acknowledgement to our country. For in the words of Stephen Decatur, our country, in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but it is still our country, right or wrong.
The sixth fold is for where our hearts lie. It is with our heart that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all enemies.
The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day and to honor our mother, through whom it flies on Mother's Day.
The ninth fold is an honor to womanhood, for it has been through their faith, love, loyalty, and devotion that the character of the men and women who have made this country great have been molded.
The 10th fold is a tribute to Father, for he, too, has given his sons and daughters for the defense of our country since he or she was first born.
The 11th fold, in the eyes of Hebrew citizens, represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon, and glorifies, in their eyes, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
The 12th fold, in the eyes of a Christian citizen, represents an emblem of eternity and glorifies, in their eyes, God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
The last fold, when the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, reminding us of our national motto, "In God we trust."
Over many years, hundreds of Libby residents have served in various branches of the military. 24 veterans have paid the ultimate sacrifice, giving their lives for their country. Please join us in acknowledging their sacrifice. Following the reading of their names, we will observe a moment of silence in their memory.
Conrad J. Christensen.
Harper L. Erdman.
Neil Jolin.
Austin F. Reedy.
Fred G. Fedorchuk.
Robert D. Hewson.
Grover J. Bowen.
Lawrence D. Lampton.
Joseph L. Myers.
Paul S. Risley.
Robert E. Nola.
Billy Hewitt.
Magnus Ludvigsen.
Stanley Person.
Waldemar Wickman.
James Madison.
Stephen Byington.
Lester W. Johnson.
Edward N. Letchworth.
Arthur Rambo.
Robert Welch.
Shane Wagner.
James R. Strand.
Jacob K. Colclough.
Thank you. Today, we live in a free society and daily enjoy the blessings of our liberty. Our veterans are the people who handed us freedom at birth and are allowed to keep that freedom throughout our lives. We have heard examples of sacrifices that have been made by our nation's soldiers. Let's once again express our sincere appreciation and gratitude to our speaker and all other veterans in attendance.
This concludes today's program. And remember, students, if you love your freedom, go think of that. Thank you.
So I hope you got something out of that video. You can subscribe over here, check out some other videos down here, and you can always reach out to me at ben@nwmtnow.org. Thank you.